Today's episode of the Fan Feed Network podcast is brought to you by Bonnier Jewelry. Yo, 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 yo. What is up, everybody? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday. Got to see your family, friends, all that good stuff, and eat to your heart's content. But we got more important things cooking. It is week 13, and the NFL is flipping on its head today. A lot of different things have happened that have changed the landscape for the playoffs. We've got games going on right now that we're going to react to live, including our home team, both Caleb and I's Pittsburgh Steelers, who are slowly but surely just losing this game. But anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Caleb, how are you, bud?
Pretty good. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, kind of week. A lot of different weird things going on. For instance, last night, um, you want to tell a story? You want me to tell a story? I'll tell a story. I'll tell a story.
Oh, come on, bro.
So me and Cam,
Don't
from
leave it
time
the
to
best
time, like to dabble in some video games. We get some free time on the weekend. So lately, we've been playing Battlefield, their Battle Royale, which is pretty fun.
good.
Probably one of the toughest games I've ever played in my life. I'm horrible. So, first couple hours battling it out on that. That was can get pretty stressful sometimes. So
Pretty tough.
Cam had a great idea. He said, dude, we always go back and just run it back with some college football, the college football game. I was like, okay, I could do that. And usually we have like a dynasty going, But Cam was like, nah, we're playing head to head. I said, okay. So we do the whole random draw of things, man. I'm not good at college football at all, but man, the Lord was with your boy last night because I was going crazy. I
Come on,
spanked
bro.
Cam not once, but twice last night. I was working him up and down the field, man. I was happier than a tick in a bear skin, as they like to say.
Well, he leaves out the most important part. First game, yes, he did whoop me. Second game was very close, and he got it was fourth down back on his own 20, and we have this
30.
unspoken rule between us of we only will go for it if it's really realistic or if we're down by a lot. And because the game is kind of glitchy, it's kind of easy to get those first downs. So anyway, like the QB sneak is just a cheat code.
True.
So anyway, we have this unspoken. So it's 4th and 1. I hit kick return or punt return, and this man says he's going to go for it. The game, third quarter, on his own 20. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? And then he just ran the play. And then he got the first down, of course, because I'm in punt formation. And for some reason, you can't audible out of punt formation. So then I was just irritated. So I just ran Wildcat, had my defensive tackle playing quarterback for the last half of the game. I will let everybody know that DT ended up with almost 250 yards passing and a touchdown.
He did.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
it was funny because it was just too late. It was like 1:30 in the morning. So when that happened, I just crashed. I crashed out. I was not happy.
I've been watching a lot of Detroit. Dan Campbell, man, it's tied up. It's 4th and 1. I'm lining it up. I'm going for it.
Dan Campbell. Come on, don't hit me with that. Dan Campbell ain't going for it on his own 20. He's bold, but he ain't that bold.
He would, bro. He would.
No.
I'll ask him. I got a buddy who knows him, bro. I'll ask.
Yeah, ask your buddy. Ask if he will come on the show.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, I'll definitely talk to him.
But yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. First time we've been back all week. We kind of took the week off. Didn't have a fantasy show. Didn't have a Thursday pod. So this is our first game back. And so, yeah, we're going to go through all these week 13 games, including the games earlier this week on Thanksgiving and the Friday game. We've got a lot to cover, and we've got some time. We're going to watch these 4:00 games go on and react to those. I mean, Caleb, what's your first reaction with the Steelers-Bills game? You've been watching that one?
Yeah, before I had to start getting ready for everything. I don't know. Both teams look like crap, honestly. It's not fun to see. I don't know what's wrong with Josh Allen. But Pittsburgh and the gang is not taking advantage of a very, very, very soft run funnel defense that Buffalo has, which I am just absolutely shocked
Preach.
because I feel like we've been pretty solid in establishing our run game. Um,
I'm playing the
so
organ because you preaching.
I
Yeah, it's
don't
just so
know.
bad. Like, and the Steelers came out in the first half. They played a great first half. Defense was cooking. I mean, the offense was not doing very well,
Yeah,
but they forced turnovers. The biggest problem is the defense is forcing turnovers and the offense is abysmal. Um,
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is back today. He's playing like buns. And they come out in the second half and 2 instant turnovers back to
Mm,
back. I mean, it couldn't have gone worse for the Steelers. So they're down about 9 right now. Bills are driving, and they're just Bills defense. Bills are running the ball all over the Steelers, which
yeah,
you just knew was going to happen. I hate these 4 o'clock Steelers games. It always feels like we get dragged, and it's the
I
last thing I
know.
think about before the 8 p.m. game. It's so bad. All right, let's pull up some of these games. We'll go back to Thanksgiving. We'll talk this Packers-Lions game. Before we talk about this, once again, guys, hang out with us. We want to talk to you guys. We want to hang out. So if you have anything you want to react to with all these games or anything you want to say, share it in the comments below. Also, if you've never been here, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're live every Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday nights, talking all things football. Tuesdays, all things fantasy football. So yeah, come hang out with us. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We're active on all 3 of those. And you can also listen to us anywhere podcasts are broadcast. So Spotify, Apple, Amazon, whatever floats your boat. You can listen to us on your way into work or your way home. But yeah, let's get into these games, Caves. All right, Packers traveled to Detroit on Thanksgiving Day, classic Thanksgiving game, and Packers end up winning 31-24. Yeah, I mean, what did you see from this game?
I, Detroit's in trouble, man. I don't understand the play calling whatsoever. I really don't. I'm sitting there watching, with family around, and usually I'm a pretty casual watcher and everything, but man, it was frustrating me to no end watching them trying to rip Jameer Gibbs up the middle, up the middle. All right, let's do it with Montgomery up the middle, up the middle. They lose Amon Ra. But there's a couple drives they have when they're hitting J-Mo deep across the middle with beautiful splash plays. Um, and it's so inconsistent. Every single drive of Detroit looked completely different from the one before. Um, yeah, it just it felt like last week Jameer Gibbs goes off for over 200 yards on like 15 attempts. So I guess the whole thought process was, oh my gosh, we got to get Jameer the ball as much as we can.
Right.
Just run them like first down, pound it up the middle, second down, pound it up the middle, and then we'll deal with whatever comes in third down. Um, and I believe Dan Campbell is still calling plays to this point, correct?
Yeah, Dan Campbell's still calling the plays right now.
Okay.
Yep.
We've been saying it, but the Detroit just looks like a completely different offense without Ben Johnson, man. It's crazy. And it sucks to see, honestly. I really enjoyed watching Detroit play.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was something I talked about at the beginning of the show's inception before the season started. Was that with the departures of both Ben Johnson and oh gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Jets coach Aaron Glenn.
England,
With the departure of both of those coaches, that the Lions were going to have some growing pains. Not that they were bad, but especially Ben Johnson on the offensive side just adds so much to that offense. You could see that he was just a really good schemer. I mean, they were routinely putting up 30, 40, 50 points whenever he was coaching with them. Aaron Glenn, on the other hand, I don't think he's a great defensive coordinator, but he had tenure with the team. And really, to me, the defense has been atrocious this year.
yeah, that was
Their
my next
calling
point.
card this year has been the ability to stop the run. And the Packers came out and pretty much ran all over them. I mean, really wasn't like run all over them. I think, what did Josh Jacobs have? 17 carries for 83 yards. So he didn't like run all over them, but the Packers were using the run to set up the pass. throughout the entire game, and the defense just
Yeah.
had no answer.
Yeah.
That we were watching the game together because obviously Thanksgiving we're together. That kid Amik Robertson, the DB, oh, he's so bad.
He's
He's
horrible.
so bad.
He's
Lions fans,
horrible.
I know Lions fans were giving Terrion Arnold a lot of crap, and probably was well earned crap. But Amik Robertson, man, that guy was playing terrible. Quick shout out to our boy Seamus. How about them Cowboys? We're gonna get to
Come
them
on,
in a minute, but
Seamus.
Cowboys look good right now, man. I know you were excited. I wonder how that brothers parlay was on Thanksgiving. In fact, Seamus, if you're still here, well, even if you're not here, we're going to talk about it. But Caleb and I did a little brothers parlay on Thanksgiving. Did you do that with me? Oh no, you didn't, did you?
I'm not sure.
I'll read this one off. We almost hit. Oh, it was so close. Where's Vandal? So I did a long shot bet, 3 touchdowns, but not like really good players, guys who you would not expect to score. And it almost hit. So hold on, let me pull this up.
While you pull that up,
Yeah.
just want to shout out that Brosmer just threw his 4th interception, and it was taken back, and then Jalen Naylor pops him after he's returned like 30, 40 yards, and he fumbles it, and the Vikings get the ball back.
No way.
That is so crazy.
Max Brosmer, what a stud.
It is a cold, sad, dark day in Minnesota today.
Yeah.
I can feel it from here. I can just. Oh my God,
Khalil! How Alex is doing.
Yeah.
So the parlay was Isaac Tesla to score, Marquise Brown to score, and Mike Gesicki to score. So the first 2 legs hit. Marquise scored like right at the end of the Chiefs game, which was awesome. So we had the cash out option. The original winnings, if all 3 of those hit, was like $1,100, and I think I chickened out. I cashed out because I wasn't confident that Gesicki was going to score. I kind of was, but at the same time wasn't. And yeah, Gesicki, he got like 3 goal line targets in the first quarter, and none of those hit. But anyway, yeah, Seamus, let us know if you guys had a brothers parlay, how that went. Do you guys check out the Winded Pod? All right, back to this Lions-Packers game. So we talked about the Packers just running the ball to set up the pass. I mean, Jordan Love in this game was impressive. 4 touchdowns on 230 yards.
He was tearing it up.
Back?
No, this is the Lions defense. This is the Lions defensive coordinator. You know, yeah. I know the DBs are not good, but you can still make things work. Like look at Pittsburgh for all these years. We've never had good DBs ever, but we always have a great pass rush. And then honestly, our DBs don't have to be that good. You know, QBs have less time to throw it, less time to hold on to the ball. They got to make, you know, quick snap, reaction, Josh Allen touchdown, plays. And, you know, the DBs can be average and keep up with a receiver, you know. And the Lions have that. They've got Aiden Hutchinson, you know, applying pressure, and other guys in the D line. So I don't know what the defensive scheming is really like. I haven't really looked into it. I would really be curious to know. But it's just, it's so hard to watch. Dude, we're talking about Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson, and Luke Musgrave.
Yeah.
Dontavian Wicks was the leading receiver, brother. Come on now. Oh my God.
And no slight to Dontavian. Dontavian knows how to get open. He just has horrible hands. Him and Adonai Mitchell, just some of the worst pass catchers ever. But they always are open. But yeah, I think this game shows what Matt LaFleur wants to do with this offense is be efficient running the ball and then be extremely efficient passing. And this was a good example of it. And there's no number 1 receiver. That's, I think, by function. Even it baffles me that they went and drafted Matthew Golden and still like either refused to play him. I think he was hurt. He's been hurt the last couple games. I can't remember if he played in this one.
No, I don't think he did.
But I mean, even before then, he wasn't getting really any play. So yeah, I mean, good for the Packers. It's a good win, but the Lions, I just think, are a very fraudulent. I think both these teams are fraudulent teams.
Yeah.
James, we saw Amon-Ra get hurt. That has some huge implications, especially in fantasy football. Where do you rank Jameson Williams for rest of the season if Amon-Ra hits the short-term IR?
Oh my, top 10.
Top 10?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
This is still a scoring
I
offense.
think that makes sense.
As down as I am on them. But I mean, we are looking at an offense now without Amon-Ra and without Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Did
you see all the stuff about Frank Ragnow?
No.
Their Pro Bowl center who retired in the offseason was trying to make a comeback. And he earlier this past week, it was announced by Schefter that he was rejoining the team pending his physical and all this stuff. And then they released the physical results after the Thanksgiving game. He has a grade 3 hamstring tear.
Jeez.
And so he did not pass his physical. He will not be playing for the team this year. A guy that's been sitting on the couch is still hurt. It's just, dude, what's going on?
That's wild.
Yeah.
No, I do like J-Mo. I was down on him I have been so up and down on J-Mo's career. I have loved him. I've been down on him. I've loved him. Been down on him. Fun fact, like 3 years ago, I traded Kyler Murray for J-Mo and Cortland Sutton. And it did not work out for me at the time. But anyways, J-Mo, I think, proved in this game, though, that he is not just some deep threat ball guy that you can sling to every now and then. He can stretch the field, dude. I just get the ball in his hands. Like, did you see the screenplay to him? And the DB snuck through and just smacked him, and J-Mo just stood strong, took the hit, made a couple moves. Gino.
Sorry, did you see that, Gino?
Yeah, I did. These 4 o'clock games are hard to watch.
I'm sitting there going, okay, we're gonna get our Ashton Genty touchdown. Nope, Gino can't even stay.
No. Drew Lock has entered the game for Seattle. Nice.
Wow.
Forgot where I was going. Oh, but getting the ball into Jameson's hands, man. He is so electric, so explosive. And they should have been implementing him more than what they've been using him as, in prior years or this year. Oh my gosh, Brock Bowers is the best.
Did he catch that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Bowers is the best in the league.
What? What was that? Brother, dude. That might have been the best catch. Okay. We're fast forwarding. Puka had an insane catch today. We'll talk about that. People were talking about that as catch of the year. I think Brock Bowers just. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, dog! That is insane.
That is one of the worst goal line throws I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, this is what Brock has to do to score. That is insane.
Oh my gosh! With the DB holding his other arm.
That might be one of the best catches I've seen all year.
That's one of the best. I don't think people realize how much harder it is to go low instead of going high with one hand. Yeah. That is so extremely difficult.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Brock is so good.
All right. Let's move to the next game. And I'll just agree with you real quick with Jameson. Like, I'm not a huge Jameson fan, never really have been, but he has been good with the ball in his hands, and he's getting those big chunk plays across the field, and he's fast as lightning. So it makes sense why they should use him more. And especially with Laporta out, because he's your big middle of the field target.
Right.
He's a guy you need to be targeting, especially now with Amon-Ra potentially being out. So we got Kendrick in here. I know Kendrick's stoked. I'm about to do a recording myself, but before I get out of here, keep pounding. Let's go, Kendrick.
Let's go, Kendrick. That's tight.
Kendrick, obviously big Panthers fan. Panthers end up upsetting the #1 NFC Rams. Man, what a game. Bryce Young. I told Kendrick, because he texted me earlier, and I told him, I swear Bryce been listening to the podcast. Because like as soon as me and Kendrick talked about this on the show, and we were both down on Bryce, said it's probably time for him to sit on the bench for some time. And ever since then, he's just been balling. So good for you, Kendrick. I hope that show goes well. Y'all go check out Life of Kendrick over on YouTube. See him probably showboat the entire show. Oh, showboat the entire show. Aaron Rodgers almost threw a pick. All right, we're going to move on. Cowboys take on the Chiefs in Dallas on Thanksgiving Day. Dallas sneaks away with the win in this one. Crazy good game. Caleb, what stuck out to you in this one?
That Cowboys offense is just insane. Dak and CD are the best duo receiver in the league right now, and it's honestly not even looking close. um, I think it just goes to show that they can defy any odds of like playing a defense that's supposed to be a good pass defense or good this or good that, whatever it is, and it doesn't matter. There goes Darnell. Um, I mean, they just tore him up, and it's not like the Chiefs played a horrible game. It's just Dak and CD and George were on top of things the entire game, man.
Yeah,
Really fun game. Really enjoyed watching everything.
that
Um,
was a really fun game.
yeah, that was sweet. Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy deep about this one, honestly. Just a fun game, and Cowboys outplayed them.
Well, yeah, and the Cowboys had some more help in the run game. They've been struggling to find a second running back to help out with Javonte. Malik Davis comes into this game and gets 3 carries, adds 47 yards. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, this was really just about Dak dissecting the Chiefs defense. And really the Cowboys defense played really well in this one. They got to Mahomes 3 times. I was really impressed with that. I think they didn't get any interceptions, but I thought they played a good game despite the fact that it was high scoring. Defense made plays when they had to.
Yeah,
On the Chiefs side, I mean, we've talked about the Chiefs over and over and over, and we know what the problem is. Like they got Rashi back. They were looking pretty good earlier in the year. They get Rashi back, and ever since they've gotten Rashi back, they've started to play this terrible form of offense where everything's so close to the line.
I know.
And it's like they're scared to throw the ball down the field. At least in parts in this game, they were breaking away from that, but they still are playing things really close to the chest, and it's really annoying. They're also just riding the back of 30-something-year-old Kareem Hunt, 14 carries for 58 yards. They don't have much of a run game, except for short yardage situations. They're great in short yardage, but to just be a balanced offense, they're struggling with that. So puts a lot on Mahomes' back, and the defense isn't playing well. So just weird.
Yeah,
Is
it is very
you?
odd. I was gonna say not seeing Brashard Smith at all.
Yeah, I was going to say the same
I
thing.
Brashard's nothing crazy. Like I'm not gonna act like he's some big like game changer or anything, but he still is a weapon, and it brings a different dimension to your offense.
Yeah,
We know we have Rasheed Rice running the drag route, or the deep slant. You got Xavier
right.
Worthy, who's great for a wide receiver reverse or a deep ball. Kelsey is great for a curl in the middle of the field. We get it. We know. But I loved watching them implement Brashard in the passing game as like that Jerick McKinnon type, like we've so many times hoped and prayed that he would turn out to be. And it just brings such a different like dynamic and like energy with it. Um, what's wrong?
Arthur Smith's at it again. 4th and 2 in the red zone, and they're going to do a HB dive or inside zone. Just fire it off into the sun.
That hurts.
Steelers are cooked. But
Steelers
yeah,
are
dude,
cooked.
this was the perfect game for Brashard Smith. High scoring, a lot of passing. Brashard Smith is the guy that you need to be rolling out for those dump off passes. Let Rashi run down the field. Let Worthy run down the field. Even Tyquan Thornton has played really well, and he was non-existent in this game. It just really shockingly bad from the Chiefs. I really hope that in the offseason they move on from Matt Nagy. And honestly, there's been a lot of people talking about Andy Reid because this is kind of how Andy Reid's tenure ended with the Eagles. They were a great team. They were still winning games, but just bad decisions, bad play calling, very conservative. And that's a lot of what we've seen from the Chiefs. I mean, this is a Chiefs team that is looking on the outside in to even making a wild card spot in the playoffs. So they're it's just not looking good. They've been really bad on the road this year, 1-5. Just I don't know. Last thing I'll ask: do you think the Chiefs are making the playoffs this year, or you think it's over?
Um, I think they're still gonna make it. I
Yeah,
can see them making playoffs. I think they'll pull
I'm with you on
something.
that.
Um, this is controversial. But I am definitely disappointed with Andy Reid. Um, I People might flame me for this, but I think he's old, and I don't think he's been very good at keeping up with more recent trends and what's going on and exploring different avenues with the offense and getting creative.
Yeah,
And I think it's hurting the team a lot. Um, I don't know. What do you think of that?
yeah. It's a hard conversation, especially
Yeah,
it, we're not Chiefs fans. I mean, I'm a Mahomes fan. I do like the Chiefs as a team, but like we're Steelers fans, so we could
right.
say this like it's probably okay to fire Andy Reid. If a Chiefs fan says it, it's just like, oh, you spoiled brat. Like you, you just won a Super Bowl like 2 years ago, and you're
I
complaining
know.
about your coach. It's like,
I
all right,
know.
dude. But I'm not saying they need to move on, especially not just for anybody. But I really think the coordinators is the big one. I'd love to see them go get Bieniemy back. Bieniemy's over there coaching with
Mm,
the Bears, who we will talk about in just a minute. But their run game has been amazing. Obviously, a lot of
incredible.
that is on Ben Johnson's shoulders, but Eric Bieniemy's the running backs coach over there, and
Yeah.
Bieniemy's the guy who made Kareem Hunt, and I think he deserves a job. So he'd be another one I'd be excited to see the Chiefs go get. Just somebody who's going to call a better offense, because right now
Yeah.
the play calling for the Chiefs is really bad. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's move on.
Atrocious.
Thanksgiving night, we had the Bengals travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens.
This
Ravens were
game
7.5 point favorites, and
oh,
that, I don't know about you, that felt so off to me. Felt like such an easy call to say the Bengals were going to win this game. Maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, Bengals end up winning 32-14. Caleb, what did you see from this one?
it's not in the fashion you think it is. First quarter, Bengals field goal. Ravens Derrick Henry touchdown. Second quarter, Bengals field goal. Bengals field goal. Bengals field goal. Third quarter, Tanner Hudson touchdown. Keaton Mitchell touchdown run. Bengals
Yeah,
Andre Yoshivas touchdown. Fourth quarter, Bengals field goal. Bengals field goal. Evan McPherson
yeah.
went crazy in fantasy. I don't know
Evan
whoever's
McPherson,
got him
bro.
up there. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
lot of field goals.
I will cut both teams a little bit of slack because divisional games are just so weird. Um, and they never pan out the way you think they're going to pan. You think Derrick Henry's going to come out and just curb stomp the Cincy defense, and it doesn't happen. You think Joe Burrow's going to come out and just torch the Baltimore secondary. It's just it's weird, man. It never works out how you think it is going to work. But as far as Lamar Jackson goes, though, how are we feeling about him? Um, is
Yeah,
he
that's what I.
playing through injury? Is he like what? What? I will say
Well,
he had two touchdown plays that were called back
yeah.
because of fumble and something else. I don't know if you saw that. Um,
Nah, I, I think he is playing. It's either injury stuff or just mentally. He's been carrying a lot on his shoulders. Really, he's been carrying that team for the last however many years. Um, and obviously he gets hurt at the beginning of the year with a hamstring injury, which is a very delicate injury for a rushing quarterback.
for sure.
And I just remember when it happened, there were a lot of Ravens fans saying that he was quitting on the team because he wasn't coming back faster. And that to me is just like asinine. I mean, I get like
Jeez.
being a fan and being upset that your franchise quarterback isn't out there playing.
Right.
I mean, we had games like that with Big Ben. Be like, why is Big Ben not playing? Come on, dude.
Right.
But like, I don't think these guys are not going to just not play. And I think that was just stupid to think that. And wow, we can't even get a stop on 3rd and 3. That's crazy. We are so bad. So I just think Lamar's having a rough go of it. I think the play calling's been bad. That's the big thing I took away from this one. You know, Cincy has the worst run defense in the NFL, and you've got the big dog. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
The temperature has dropped. It is time for the
Mm-hmm.
big dog to come in and take over. Not only do you have the big dog, but you also have this stud out of Coastal Carolina, Keaton Mitchell. And Keaton
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell, every time he touches the ball, is
He's
electric.
so good.
I
So
mean, he
good.
2 carries for 19 yards in this one. He did have that 18-yard touchdown. It was beautiful, beautiful play. He also was active in the pass game. But you give Derrick Henry 10 carries in this game, and then they put the game on Lamar's back. And Cincy, for as bad as their defense has been much better in their secondary. I think they're probably middle of the road in the league. And a big shout out to, what is that guy's name? Dante Turner or something like that. DJ Turner. DJ Turner has been a really good corner for this team
Dude,
for
he has
Cincy.
been a really good corner this year. He is so
Really good.
underrated. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
thinking about it the other
I
day.
mean, just as a play caller, this was just a really poor game. And, you hate to see Zay Flowers just disappear, but he disappeared. So it was all on the tight ends. I don't know. This was a complete failure on the offensive side of the ball because the defense was doing their job for the most part.
Yeah.
You see all those field goals. That's the
Holding
thing
them
you
to
got to
field
take
goals,
away.
right?
You're holding them to field goals. And if the Ravens could keep up scoring and keep running the ball, I mean, Derrick Henry's a guy that gets better as the game goes on. He scores on like a 30-yard run in the first quarter. Why are
Yeah.
we going away from this? It does not make
Yeah.
any sense at all. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
this
What
is
do
a
you think of?
Bengals team with Joe Burrow back. Like this isn't
Yeah,
some just pushover team. This is
yeah,
the game that where Jamar Chase almost always goes for 10 catches, 180 yards, and 3 touchdowns every
yeah,
time they
exactly.
meet. So um, saying all that to credit to your point, like, yeah, the defense was doing their part.
Yeah,
They were slowing them down. They were holding them back as much as they could. But, this has been a funny year. I think a lot of people who have these teams who have these elite QBs have really good QB play. It's just such a cover up for some really big flaws in the coaching staffs and other parts of the teams. And
yep,
then once the luck is ran out and the coaching and everyone else has ran out, on these elite QBs and teams are starting to figure them out, it's like when these flaws start to really show themselves. Um, Look at the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen.
right.
Josh is doing everything he can, but when you're throwing to Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and Shavers,
Yeah, Tyrell.
it's like, yeah, at some point you're going to slow down. You can't keep doing it year after year. Same with Lamar. I like Zay Flowers, but he is not a consistent receiver. Rashad
No.
Bateman has never lived up to being, what he was supposed to be. Mark Andrews is on the biggest decline of his life. Um, and I did like the whole aspect of being run heavy with Derrick Henry and running the RPOs and the options, with Lamar. And like you said, it's they've strayed away from it. It's
Yeah,
kind of like getting panic when it's like, all right, Lamar, go out there and do what you do.
right.
And he's trying, but it's you. I don't know. I think
It can't all be
the
on one player's shoulders, and that's been the
absolutely not.
problem for the Ravens for the last however many years. You look at these playoff games that they lose, and yes, Lamar's made some mistakes. He hasn't played as well, but it's not
Right,
all on him. There's other guys on the
right.
team that are not playing. And look at his receiver core. I mean, if this was a Mahomes receiver core, people would be whining and crying that Mahomes has no weapons. He's only got Zay Flowers, and his next target is friggin' DeAndre Hopkins and an aging Mark
Mm,
Andrews. It's like, Ravens just haven't done a good job of surrounding Lamar. And so I just think this is a down year. On the Bengals side, this is a good game for them. Nothing crazy. Joe Burrow comes back, plays a clean game, no picks, only takes 1 sack. They were able to run the ball well. They were without T. Higgins, but still played well. I mean, this is just a really good win for the Bengals, who are probably out of playoff contention, but we've still got, what, 5 more weeks, 4 more weeks. So
yeah.
5 more weeks.
And
So a lot
props,
can change.
yeah, props to Joe Burrow because I was reading that they were talking about just keeping him out for the rest of the year, but dude just loves playing football and just wanted to be out there
Yeah.
with his team, whether they're trash or good, playoff run or not. Like he just wanted to be out there playing. So
He's a
I
man
like
of the
seeing that.
people.
That's really cool. I like that.
Look at that.
Um,
Jarrett Patterson is about to score. So if anybody had an anytime touchdown from Jarrett Patterson, you were about to be a quadrillionaire. All right, let's move on to the Friday game, the Black Friday game. We had the Bears travel to Philly and take on Philly. Bears end up winning this one handily, 24-15. I picked the Eagles to win this game, but man, it was so enjoyable to watch the Bears just completely demoralized. I mean, this you're not going to see it in the box score, how badly the Bears beat the Eagles in this one, because the score was only 9 points apart, but the Bears completely dominated in this game. What did you take away from this one?
Dude, like you were just saying earlier, you said we would get to it. The Bears run game is just beautiful work of art, man. Poetry and motion. You've got Kyle Monangai, who is a late draft pick,
7th round
and
pick.
not a very good prospect at that too. Like it's not like some stud you can get in the end. Like this is like this guy fill the depth chart with, put in the practice squad. I mean, dude comes out 22 attempts, 130 yards. DeAndre Swift 18 attempts, 125 yards. Both average. Well, Monangai averaging 6 yards per carry. DeAndre Swift averaging 7 yards per carry. It was just beautiful to watch, and they tore up that defense. Caleb Williams had one interception, but for the most part made decent plays when he had to keep the sticks rolling. It was just such a good game plan, and they executed it just flawlessly. On the Eagles side, play calling is just atrocious, as seems to be the going thing nowadays. And Jalen Hurts is just an inaccurate QB. Golly, man. I know he has his games. He has his spike games, but he has games like this where he is just missing receivers left and right. I know you saw the play. DeAndre Swift was running a slant across the middle or a post, and he tries to hit him. He's wide open, probably a catch and run for an extra like 15, 20 yards, maybe a touchdown, and just throws it way behind him. And if you look on beyond that, Dallas Goedert runs a streak straight at the middle, wide open, dude. No one within like 10 to 15 yards of him. And Hurts just misses them both. I get QB is a really tough position. Like I have grace for these guys. I get it. It's not easy.
Right.
But like you're on a good team. You're supposed to be like one of these top paid QBs, man. Like you got to be making these plays.
Exactly.
You have to be executing. And they were getting the ball rolling. They were getting AJ Brown going, which we're finally seeing, and it's working. They can't get Saquon going to save his life. The play calling for the run game is atrocious. They just don't know how to run the ball. But it's hard watching Philly right now. It's beautiful watching them lose, but it's hard to watch their offense play. I don't know. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing. I think the big problem for the Eagles, one, obviously, is play calling, but two, the offensive line has taken such a massive step back. I mean, watching Saquon try to run the ball in this game, there just was never any holes open. Jalen Hurts, even like when he would drop back to pass, he was running out wide like more times than not. Couldn't stand in the pocket because the pocket was collapsing. So the offensive line has been completely dominated, and this is I'd say a middle of the road Bears D line. Like this isn't even like a top tier defensive line group, but still they were being dominated in the trenches, and that's the story of this whole game was the trenches. You flip over to the defensive side for the Eagles, and they could not stop the run. Like we talked about, you got Monangai and Swift, both of these guys going for over 100 yards. This is exactly what Ben Johnson did in Detroit with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And I mean, Ben Johnson's so smart, it eliminates the need for Caleb Williams to be a superhero quarterback. Which obviously I don't even think he's close to a superhero quarterback. I don't even think he's struggling to be a middle of the road quarterback. I mean, he has been really bad this year, really bad. He's playing a little bit smarter than last year, but still just like really bad, hardly completing 50% of his passes, throwing some picks. But playing this offense, the way this offense is playing, they're eliminating the need for Caleb to play superhero ball.
Yep.
So the really interesting thing coming out of this game now, especially with what we know today, and shocker, the Rams lost today. So now the Bears and the Rams are tied at the top of the NFC, and the
That's
Bears
crazy.
own the tiebreaker over them. So the Bears are the number one team in the NFC today. And no
That's
matter if they win
crazy.
out, the Bears will always own the tiebreaker over the Rams. So yeah, it's funny because in the preseason, like Trey and I were really hype on the Bears initially. I started cooling off on the Bears. I think he started cooling off on the Bears a little bit too. And they've had a massive amount of injuries, especially on the defensive side. Pretty young offense. And I mean, look at them now, 9-3 on the season. That's incredible. Incredible work by Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
I know did you see the video of him in the locker room with the guys afterwards?
He took his shirt off, was
Took his shirt
flexing.
off and started playing. Ah!
What a
I mean,
dog, man. I love it.
He's a coach for the people. I think the players love him. They love playing for
Absolutely.
him. One other quick note. Well, there's so many things to cover. AJ Brown, come on, baby. He's a dog. Give him the ball. Feed him the rock. Like, this is what AJ Brown's capable of. 10 catches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dude, throw him the ball.
Not accurate passes either. Like that deep pass to him was like straight to the DB. And he adjusted and cut underneath the DB and just plucked it out of the air. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
AJ bailed out Jalen big time.
This is really big if AJ Brown keeps playing like this, because especially for fantasy football as we're going into the playoffs, like he's a guy that a lot of people have had on their teams. And if you ended up in the playoffs and you still have AJ Brown, like he's going to be a huge help for your team that's already in the playoffs. On the other side, I just have to brag about the rookies because they were both the leaders in target share. Luther Burden, Colston Loveland both had 6 targets on this game.
Let's go.
And I was 7 yards short from Luther Burden for hitting another bet that I had in. So the Thanksgiving Day was just being one leg short just all day long. So anyway, yeah, great game for the Bears. And back to the drawing board. I don't think the Eagles are doomed, but this game just exposed a lot of their shortcomings. And so, yeah, they're going to have to kind of reassess what's going on after that one. So let's take a look at, let's do this one. 49ers take on the Browns. We're moving into Sunday's games. 49ers win easily, 26-8 in Cleveland. Cabes, what did you take away from this one?
Nothing really crazy. 49ers are a good team despite all the injuries. Their coaching is just top tier and their scheming is top tier. I know it's the Browns, so I'm not saying they did anything crazy, but I do think this team is not some fraudulent playoff team. I think they have a chance to beat most anyone in the NFC any given day. So that's pretty exciting for you 49ers fans. Shadur Sanders did not throw an interception today.
Good for him.
Good for him against a pretty low-end 49ers secondary. But still just not very efficient. They tried to get him going. They tried to get Quinchon going. Quinchon was okay on the ground. I wish they would use Isaiah Bond more. I guess it's my only big take. And I think Isaiah Bond and Harold Fannin can be really big key pieces in this offense, no matter who's playing QB or what's going on. So I hope they start drawing up more plays for them. Kind of get them more confidence moving forward. But yeah, not a lot to really go over on this one. Anything you got?
We'll say that Shedeur Sanders toss to Harold Fannin for the touchdown was sick.
That was a great play design. Did you see the play they did? That was a good play design.
Great play design.
That was impressive.
We were high on Harold Fannin coming into the year, and he's definitely hit. And I think he's the future of this offense. I think the offense runs through him and Judkins, which is crazy to say that it runs through a tight end. But Fannin is just that guy. And I mean, you watch, like anytime he catches the ball, I think there was they were talking about him with Stefanski throughout the week, and he was basically he tells all of his players never give up on a play when Harold's got the ball. Always keep blocking because you never
Mm,
know. He might look like he's getting tackled, and somehow he breaks a tackle.
mm,
He's so good. They just really need the quarterback chain. Like they need somebody to step up at quarterback. Like Shador, obviously in this game didn't play terrible, but this is a banged up 49ers defense. Um, and at the same time, like I saw that at the end of the game it was like 4th and 26, and Shador, instead of just throwing the ball and like trying to make something happen when you're down by 3 touchdowns, he just decides to run the ball 5 yards out and slide. And
yeah.
it's like, what are you doing? Like, there's no reason to do that. Just throw the ball
Yep.
up. Who cares if you get a pick? Stop worrying about your stats, whatever. Um, yeah, on the 49er side, this was fully expected that they would win. They're playing efficient football. They couldn't really get the run game going today, but they still committed to it. And they're just efficient in the passing game. They got their receivers back for the most part. I think the interesting thing here to me with the 49ers is the Ricky Pearsall versus Jawan Jennings
Mm,
dilemma. And I think Jawan Jennings has definitely been the better receiver over Ricky, but I think a lot
for
of people
sure.
thought that was not going to be the case preseason. So I think that's really interesting to see that Purdy's definitely found a safety net in Jawan, and Ricky Pearsall's struggled. He has really struggled to get anything going. 2 catches in this one. Um, Nothing great. Um, yeah, anyway, not a lot to talk about in that one. Let's go on Jags Titans. Another stinker. We did have a nice call on this one. Bashal Tootin touchdown.
Mm.
And Bashal sure enough scored. Jags are win the game 25-3. They are now the number 1 team in the NFC South. Any takeaways from this one?
No, man. It's so funny to me. Oh gosh. Um, Trevor Lawrence and uh, Bryce Young are very similar to me. They are such inconsistent QBs, and
Yeah,
Trevor will just randomly decide when he wants to have a good game. Again, it's the Tennessee defense, which I do think actually Tennessee is actually a pretty underrated defense. It's just hard to uh, play good when you're always on the field. But Trevor Lawrence had some great strikes today, man. He hit a nice one across the middle for a touchdown to Britton Strange, another deep one to Jacoby Myers that looked really good. I know that's kind of been like our back and forth debate on like these guys, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, are they the future? Do you give up on them?
yeah,
Do you move on? And it's like right when you're ready to like move on and give up, it's like they do put out good games. And I'm not saying
yeah,
Trevor was anything crazy today by any means. Um, I think it was like 230 yards, 2 touchdowns.
yeah.
Um, but he is capable of good games. And it's just if they can figure out a way to, scheme something for him to where he's more confident, can, consistently have this gameplay, man, like the Jaguars would like I have a lot more confidence in them. They'd be much more of a locked in team for me.
Right.
Um, but I'm still just not completely there with Trevor.
Yeah,
Um,
Trevor, he has like some really great throws when you watch him on film. Like
right.
just some insane passes that not many quarterbacks can make. Um, but throughout the game, also just makes a bunch of boneheaded decisions. And they're also not like the gunslinger bad decisions of like chucking the ball like 40 yards down the field. It's just bad decisions on throws that are even short and intermediate.
Yeah.
So I thought the thing that stuck out to me in this one was the uh, failure of the Jags to be able to run the ball. Um,
Yeah. That
ETN
was
only had
odd.
28 yards on 12 carries, and Bashal had 17 on 8 carries. Titans really held their own in the run game, which they haven't really been able to do very well. So kind of interesting. And then, yeah, I don't know. There really wasn't a whole lot here to chat about.
No, I'm very curious to see. I mean, I guess consensus Titans are going to have the 101 more than
Yeah,
likely in this
yeah,
upcoming draft. So, um, yeah, I'll be curious to see what they do. Whether they trade back. and gain future picks, which I think would be a brilliant idea.
Yep.
Um, or if they take, the top guy, they need
Right.
receiver help, man. They need it bad. Um,
They need it
but
crazy
yeah,
style.
that's something we can talk about at a different time. But
Uh,
that's
let's
going to be
move
fun
on
to
to a
kind of see what they do.
let's move on to a more fun game. Other NFC South matchup: Texans take on the Colts. Colts have been red hot until the last couple games. They've dropped a couple in the last few, and they drop again at home. They lose to the Texans 20-16, allowing the Jags to move into first in the division. So, what did you take away from this one?
Yeah, dude, I saw this one coming, honestly.
For real.
Yeah, Texans defense is just some of the best defense I've ever watched in my life. You get CJ Stroud back. He was pretty efficient. 22 completions, 35 attempts, 275 yards, no touchdown, one interception. I was really hoping that maybe they could get their run game going a little bit better. I know
Yeah.
they're kind of going back and forth with Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, but I was hoping for a little better outcome with the run game. But um, yeah, Colts just struggled, man, and I don't blame them. Like, what can you do against this defense? How can you expose it? There's a couple good plays they drew up. I really enjoyed watching. There was a screen pass to Jonathan Taylor that went pretty far. Um, they had some underneath and screens like Josh Downs. Alec Pierce is one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's my takeaway. What do you got?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one I was joking earlier, but this one I saw all the way. I've kind of been saying this that I feel like I've been saying that Daniel Jones I thought would turn back into a pumpkin, and not necessarily has he been a pumpkin. He hasn't been throwing a whole ton of picks, but he's also not adding much to the offense. Jonathan Taylor's definitely cooled down, and so there's more required of Daniel Jones when Jonathan Taylor's not running for 300 yards a game. And he just hadn't been
Yeah.
able to add that. The biggest concern for the Colts I saw in this one was Sauce Gardner left the field after a non-contact injury.
Yeah.
People were talking about on Twitter, and I don't know if this is true, but he was running, following the receiver, and he just like looked behind him. And people are thinking that maybe he popped his Achilles because that's something that
Uh,
other athletes have said has happened. It feels like somebody's like hit the back of your leg, and maybe he was checking to see who hit him. Other people said he was just looking for the ball. We don't really know. Could just be a calf strain, but definitely not what you want to see happen to the guy that you just traded 2 first-round picks for in the season that you were hoping to, really make a push. And this is the part where, like, obviously everybody was praising Carly Ursay Gordon. And I still applaud her. I still applaud her ability to go, you know, make a move like that to win. But this is the downside of making that move. And my only reservation to that trade from the very beginning was Daniel Jones is your quarterback, and you're trading away 2 picks for your future that you could use to place quarterback wise. So all that being said, kind of rough for the Colts, but great game for the Texans. I still feel like CJ Stroud is going to be a problem for them. I mean, did you watch much of this one? Did you get to see much?
I didn't get to see a whole lot. No, nothing
He
crazy
just
now.
I don't. There's something off with him, and like I mean, we watched year one. Year one, it was like nobody could stop Stroud. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. Um, and these last 2 years, like I don't know, he just struggles. I feel like to see the field, and I don't know if it's necessarily play calling. I mean, last year he had Bobby Slowick. This year he's got I don't even know the guy's name, but calling plays, and
He's bad. I'll tell you that
I feel like
much.
he's not good. So I just feel like he's not seeing the field very well. I almost like part of me in this game was like, if they lose, like, do they turn back to Davis Mills? And I think that's still an interesting question. Like, if you don't keep winning with Stroud, why would you not play Davis Mills, who was helping you win games and helping the offense be efficient while your defense is dominating?
Right.
Like, Davis Mills could be the next Nick Foles. I'll say it right now. Like, if CJ Stroud goes down with injury, I could 100% see Davis Mills lead this team to the Super Bowl.
Can you
We've got a weak
imagine? Oh
UFC,
my gosh.
and I just playoffs are going to be exciting. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Players are going to be so fun. Um, I am not down on CJ Stroud. I feel like we've seen this before with other QBs, but yeah, year one is incredible. You've got a great, coaching staff, calling the plays. You got some great receivers around you, decent O line hanging up for you. But think about how much it has changed. You go from one coordinator to the next, very different coordinator who likes running way different, has the receivers running deeper routes. Um, and then the O line is just still atrocious. And I think that CJ Stroud is just subconsciously not able to go through all his progressions the way he was able to his first year because I think he is just waiting for a defender to be in his face immediately. I mean, you can see him. It's like this happy feet thing going on.
Right.
Um, sorry, it sounded like my earbuds went out. Um, I think it's
I
just
still
been a
hear you.
big change. I
Yeah.
think it's just been a big, blow to like what he was experiencing in year one. Um, the receiving core has changed a little bit since year one, but I don't know. I think CJ with some time, with some better play calling, something more fun, a little more creative. You know that the Texans are like setting records right now for not running play action plays. I don't know
Really.
how else to really
Really.
word that, but they are like bottom in the league, and it's like a number that is insane. They never run play action ever.
Wow.
Um, and it's
Wow.
like, what? Like, why? Like, play action is such a good way to open up your offense, um, to attack certain areas of the field. Yeah,
It
it's
helps your quarterback
it's
a lot.
absolutely it does. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's very interesting to see. So, my hope is for the Texans after this year is they get offensive line help and they kick whoever is in there calling plays the heck out of there and
Kick
bring
him
in some
out.
guy with some brains, please.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I'm looking for.
All right. Let's do this. We actually have one of our guests here. Let's go. So we're going to talk quickly about this Broncos and Commanders game tonight. Let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jose Chavez. What's up, Jose?
Hey, what's up, Cam? What's up, Caleb? How
How
you
you
guys
doing,
doing?
man?
Jose, what's going on?
No, just chilling, man. Ready to watch this ass whooping coming up. So
That's right. I give the Broncos a lot of crap, but I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of crap tonight because this one's. I don't see any way the Broncos don't win this one. But
no, not at all. And then
and this is coming from me. I
the only
watched
thing
them
that's
play the Jets.
the only thing that's making me nervous is this is exactly how I felt against Thursday night against the Raiders a couple weeks ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way it's not a blowout. It's gonna be 30-3, maybe." Like I was talking all this crap, and then it was like the most boring, mind-numbing 10 ever.
That,
That's not
that game was brutal. Do you have a good Thanksgiving?
No, totally. I had a good Thanksgiving, lots of football. Of course, like me being the football guy in the family, I lost like our football pool. I guess I picked the Chiefs to win.
Oh,
Ah, I'm
you a
right there with
Broncos
you,
fan.
man.
You and Trey both did that. Trey picked the Chiefs to win too. I mean, I think most of us did.
Well, I
So
like picking the Chiefs because if they win, especially if I put money on it, like, all right, they won, at least I get some money. If they
Right.
lose and I lost money, like, hell yeah, I don't care. They lost.
yeah, that's money well lost.
Exactly. So my
Um,
Thanksgiving was good. How about you guys?
what was your favorite thing that happened over this last week of football? I mean, was there anything that stood out to you? Just the coolest moment so far?
Not from the season, but from this last week. I mean, earlier I was watching the Vikings game, and that pick six from that third string
that was
quarterback
sick.
was awesome.
Sick. Well,
Mm.
I just saw that clip. They said he went full Will Levis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had some guys in my
No.
fantasy football leagues that were going crazy for him on the waivers because they thought he'd be like the next Brock Purdy.
Mhm.
This like unknown guy who just comes in, got a great story, and
Yeah,
he was not it.
I was hesitant to bet on that game, even though I like on paper it should have been a blowout, and it was. But I
Yeah.
saw some like old coach of his said tweet out something saying like, for those of you who don't know, be ready. It was like very, very like
Oh no,
mystic and like
ominous.
ominous, and I was like, oh no, like what if he goes out there and lights it up, and this is, he's the talk of the NFL for the next week. So
That's right.
I don't want to touch that game, and then it went how it was supposed to go. So
What if he is Brock Purdy?
I know, seriously, but no, I mean, even on Thanksgiving, I think one of the things that stuck out to me was the underdogs. Every single dog won on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so that was awesome.
That was huge. It was a lot that was a very exciting Thanksgiving slate. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll talk about this game tonight. So I didn't send you questions, so we're going to test your Broncos knowledge today.
All right,
you're ready, aren't you? All right. So my number one thing is just you guys are coming. You had the bye last week, correct?
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Yeah, so you're fresh off the bye this week. Right before you head into the bye week, you defeat the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much won the division, I would say. I mean, I don't see the Chargers, even though they're only 2 games back, I don't really see the Chargers coming back. So I'd say the division is Denver's. What is the feel right now for Broncos fans heading into the playoffs? How excited are you guys right now?
Oh, no, I mean, Broncos country is pumped. I mean, it feels like we haven't been in this good of a position since 2015 when we had Peyton Manning and that freaking all-time great defense. And I mean, the similarities between this team and that team are crazy. I mean, that year, of course, we had Peyton Manning under center, but he actually got benched that year and, was probably having one of the worst seasons of his career. Yeah. And, comparatively, I think Bo Nix is doing much better than Peyton Manning and Peyton Manning did that season. So, I mean, if he can maintain and even, continue to do better, but also if this defense can continue playing how it's playing, I mean, it's a proven recipe for success. So, I mean, especially with like the parity in the NFL and like there not being like any one outstanding like all-star team right now, like I think Denver's liable to beat anybody on their schedule coming up, even in the playoffs. So
yeah. Well, and that's the big thing I've always said is once you get into the postseason, it doesn't matter how good your offense is. Like it really matters how good your defense is. Yeah. Obviously the old adage is defense wins championships, but we've seen it time and time again. And 2015 is the perfect example because that offense, the Broncos offense was really bad. And I think that year the Steelers had a great offense and I think we played the Broncos and we lost. Like, we had, Antonio Brown. I can't remember if we had Emmanuel.
He was out that game though. I remember like
he was out that game.
Happy he was out. That dude was
we had Le'Veon Bell though.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do anything against that defense. And I'd say the Broncos defense, the biggest difference for me is just the fact that the 2 edge guys who are dominating the league right now are virtually unknown to most NFL fans. They're not the Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, these guys who have already been successful in other places, and now they're here. You got Nick Bonito. Is it Edrin Cooper? Jonathan Cooper. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Zach Allen.
I mean, these guys, like...
literally the whole D-line is stacked.
It's stacked. And Bonito, I thought Bonito had the fastest get off in the league, but it's actually that guy Cooper. That dude is fast. It's nuts.
Yeah, they're crazy. And they time it up so well, too. I think I was watching one of their interviews, and they time up, and they do a lot of research on the snap count.
Right.
And just when the timing of it goes down, and they even, like, each team kind of, like, goes on the play clock, like relatively similar times. So they use that to time it up as well. So, I mean, along with that comes a ton of offside penalties, but it's well worth the risk. So,
it's well worth the risk.
Great.
I mean, that's something the Steelers have always been good at, like TJ Watt, James Harrison, Joey Porter, all these like ancient of days guys who were so good, but they were so fast off the line. Real quick, we got Troy in here. What up, Troy? He is living large right now. His Giants play tomorrow night, so I know he's excited. He says, living in North Carolina, I can say I was happy when Denver beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl. Panthers fans drive me nuts.
No, there's still beef with Panthers fans in Broncos country on Twitter. Like, that's
crazy.
Any reason that Broncos country can get to post that picture of Cam not reaching for the fumble, that they'll post it, man.
Dude. Oh, yeah. That game destroyed Cam Newton's career 100%. But yeah, so I want to talk to you about the run game for the Broncos because obviously, you've lost J.K. Dobbins. We've kind of seen a game or two with Harvey, McLaughlin. I think Audric Estime is active tonight. So no, he's not. Is he
From
inactive?
the Eagles. Yeah, we cut him in preseason.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Well, anyway, so you've got these two running backs. I mean, what do you how do you envision this team being successful without that strong run game? Do you
Yeah,
think one
so
of these guys can step up or
yeah, well, I mean, that's a big point of concern for the offense. I mean, especially with a young quarterback, like that's one of the things that you have to rely on is a strong running game if you want Bo Nix to, not feel like he has the whole weight of the offense on his shoulders. But
yeah.
I mean, to this point in the season, RJ Harvey really hasn't shown enough that he can carry the load and take over as like the workhorse back.
Right.
Thankfully, we do have Jaleel McLaughlin, which I know Sean Payton loves that guy. He's still to this day, like even after being like an undrafted rookie, I think he's in year 3 now. Like he's still the first one in the building and still the last one to leave. And even though he hasn't
Right.
been active for a majority of the season, like Sean Payton has full confidence in everything that he can do. And I think he kind of anticipated an injury in the running back room. And that's why he was kind of keeping McLaughlin on ice. Because even last week, he popped a couple big runs. I think two 10-plus yard runs, and he scored that touchdown. So I think Peyton trusts McLaughlin more than he does Harvey, and I think he's capable of doing more and understands the offense better. So I think McLaughlin is going to kind of surprise people in the next couple of games. But also I would love to see Harvey take over and just start running in between the tackles more and kind of taking the load off Bo. But I think, the utilization of like the quick game and screen passes is kind of Sean Payton's bread and butter. So I don't think, I think Sean Payton has a plan to kind of replace, what Dobbins was providing. So we'll see if it works.
Yeah. I think tonight's got to be the night that Harvey steps up. I mean, he's had a lot of rope.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some good games. He's had some struggle games. This is a game you have to come out and prove yourself.
Like, honestly, if RJ doesn't do it tonight, like, Cam's banned from the pod, dude. Like, as much as he's talked up RJ Harvey, like, I'm not letting that slide. Like, if he can't do it against the Commanders, bro, like,
no,
you're wrong.
I'm putting Rant on RJ Harvey touchdown today. So,
dude, let's go.
If that doesn't hit, dude, I'm gonna be hitting you up.
Well, I feel like the best way, especially if like Harvey or McLaughlin like struggle to run the ball, the best way to circumvent that is the short pass game. Using both of those guys, and we've already seen McLaughlin do this last year, the year before, and then we've definitely seen Harvey do well in the short pass game, and so they don't need to necessarily run the ball 20, 30 times a game just because that's what they did with Dobbins and it was working. They can change the playbook up a little bit and just get these two guys out in space. And both of these guys are tackle breakers. They are guys that create when they have space. And so to me, that's the big thing I would love to see tonight, is getting these guys out into space, not necessarily just trying to, make them run down the throat of the defense every single play. Because that's neither of these guys' game necessarily. They're both 5'8", which is hilarious. They're both short guys. So that's just my take on that.
No, definitely.
I want to stick.
Real quick on that, like another thing that might be a secret weapon for the Broncos in the run game is utilizing Marvin Mims out of the backfield too. They've been kind of using him in spots with a bunch of little gadget plays, but I think it wouldn't be a terrible idea to kind of give him a little bit more of a role in the backfield. I think that's another good option too. So.
I'm on the same page. I don't think it's ever a bad idea to give Marvin Mims touches. I think we're all kind of like, give him more. Come on. We saw that Browns-Broncos game last year. We know what he's capable of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gabes.
I was going to say, I'm still betting the mortgage on a Tyler Bidet anytime touchdown. So
what?
John
no.
Payton loves Tyler Bidet.
It's Tyler Bidet season, dude. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, man. That's awesome.
It's got to be like plus, it's probably like plus 500.
It's like 5,500.
5,500 for Bidet to score.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure anytime is 5,500 for Bidet. I think he's has the lowest odds.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay,
maybe not the mortgage. I'll do 5.
Yeah, that 5 will still get you a lot.
That 5 will also might pay your mortgage. Who knows?
This is true.
So one of the other interesting trends on the offensive side that I wanted to talk about is the Troy Franklin versus Cortland Sutton. Obviously, Cortland Sutton came into the year as the number one guy.
Yeah.
And Troy Franklin was he had some good spots last year, but he really didn't do a whole lot last year. He's tall, he's skinny, he looks like Gumby, but he's fast, and he was Bo Nix's college teammate. This year, we've seen a complete shift, and we've definitely, I'd say, have seen Troy Franklin kind of take over that number one role. How do you view that role between those two guys on the offense?
Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of like my own personal view on like having a number one and number two receiver and like in football in general. And this is probably just due to my years of playing Madden as a kid.
Yeah.
But the prototypical number one receiver is like that big, tall, strong receiver who you can throw it up to.
Yeah.
That's always going to be a guy like Cortland Sutton, in my opinion.
Right.
And like in most, modern day NFL offenses, that's the type of guy that they want as a number one receiver, like, number one in quotations. But
Your
that's
alpha.
like, that's who you want on your team as your, must-have receiver. And then the number two receivers, usually a quicker guy, a little bit shiftier, maybe a little bit more variety in the route tree. And, when it comes to the numbers this season, Franklin has more targets, more receptions, and more touchdowns receiving. So he's kind of taken over that role as a primary target for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is just him expanding his route tree. If you look at those route graphs, like from the Next Gen Stats, if you look at one from last year for Franklin, it's usually just all go balls, like
Streaks.
Just go.
Yeah.
And now if you look at it, there's a lot more slants, a lot more in cuts, out routes, comebacks. So that's really helping increase his role in the offense. So that's probably been the biggest reason why he's increased his role so much. But also one of the things that's holding him back still is drops. There's still, at least 2 or 3 passes every play where, maybe they're not the easiest catches, but they're hitting him in his hands, they're hitting his fingertips,
Right.
and it's just like, damn, he's so close to, just taking the top off of all of these defenses. So he has definitely stepped it up big time from last year, but I still think Cortland's the number one. I think it's just a matter of, Sean Payton remembering he has him on the field, like, hey, we got to get this guy the ball. But, I think Cortland is who Bo looks for in those clutch, got to have it moments. I think, on the broadcast last week, they called him Mr. Third Down. That's essentially like who he is to this team. Like when you need a big play, he's the guy that Bo Nix wants to go to.
Yeah, 100%. That was a great breakdown, by the way. Thank you for that. I've been really excited to see Troy Franklin step up the way he has. And honestly, this question's probably, it's more of a fan, take on it. But in the real NFL world, and especially knowing Sean Payton as the coach, this offense is never going to have a true number one. That's just never been Sean Payton's thing. I mean, obviously he had Marcus Colston for a long time, but with the Saints, you remember it was like Marcus Colston, Devery Henderson, Lance Moore, Jimmy Graham. He had weapons, but all these guys had different roles within the offense.
Right.
And so it's been really interesting to see Sean Payton do this. Obviously he inherits Cortland Sutton, but then drafts Troy Franklin. He also drafted Pat Bryant. Caleb's a huge fan of Pat Bryant. I like Pat Bryant a lot too. But Pat Bryant's been coming on. I mean, he had a big game against the Chiefs.
And a big part of that is that he actually blocks. That's what really put him on the field. I mean, no block, no rock. I think it was Mims who was getting a lot of those reps before as that like number 3 receiver on the field.
Yeah.
But damn, like as many screen passes that Sean Payton runs, like the receivers have to be willing blockers. And that was something that was just screwing the entire offense, the first half of the season. Like half the screens were getting whiff blocks and, getting tackled in the backfield. So Pat Bryant is a big physical receiver, kind of mirrors, the physicality of Cortland Sutton. And, is looking to kind of fill that role with like, the clutch, got to have it moments. Like he runs slants over the middle of the field, like not afraid to get hit. So I think as the season continues, like it's just going to be more and more of Pat and Troy kind of taking over the receiving core in that offense.
Absolutely. And hopefully a little bit more Marvin Mims.
Yeah. I mean, I think out of the backfield, I think he's just more of a gadget guy for sure. And I think it's going to be like those type of plays that are specifically designed for him, like probably some read options, some wheel routes out of the backfield, some big shot plays. I think they don't want to waste how they use him. And I think also now that the Broncos are kind of more solidified in the playoff race, Sean Payton's one of those smart coaches who's like, all right, we're not going to waste that in freaking week 13 against the Commanders. We're going to start, saving those for more significant games.
For the postseason. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, let's talk about this game, and we'll do our keys to victory and final score predictions. Interestingly enough, this is only a 6-point spread in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders are only 6-point underdogs in this one. Over under is about 43.5. It feels so bad to project the Commanders to win in any scenario in this game. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. Jose, we'll start with you. Give us your keys to victory and your final score prediction for this one.
I'm getting really big, vibes that are similar to when we played the Bengals. I think that was that a Sunday night game too? I'm pretty sure that was Sunday night. Anytime that Sean Payton comes out on a primetime game, especially Sunday night, excluding Thursday night football, right. I feel like his team always has a lot of extra juice, and he has a lot of, things schemed up specifically to wow people, to, put on a show for the country. So I think that he's going to try and put on a show offensively. And I see a lot of big shots, a lot of explosive offensive plays. So I think the Broncos offense does get rolling. I think they look sharp. I'm thinking 28-10 Broncos.
28-10. Man, I love it. I love it. Gabes, what do you think?
To be honest, I'm not looking forward to this game. This is a weird one. Like you said, it's just really hard to imagine any world that the Commanders pull off a win here. Without Jaden Daniels, the defense is crumbling. They've been running through running backs like no one's business. I think they get Terry McLaurin back tonight, but I mean, he's going to be on an island with Pat Surtain, so it's like, is that doing much for you?
Right.
As far as the Broncos go, what I really want to see is just consistency. I want to see Bo Nix get going. I think right now, like in points per game, the Broncos are like 21st in the league. So I want to see them get going, kind of like going off what Jose said, get everyone involved, get creative. Like you're already solidified, playoff team, like just go out there and test out some things, I don't know. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Obviously we're big on RJ Harvey, so I'm really hoping this is the RJ Harvey game. And I don't think RJ is really like some big volume back. I really think that he could flourish off like limited touches. I think it could be like a 12 to 15 touches and 5 targets, and I think he can make big plays with just that. So I'll be looking forward to that. As far as the Commanders go, man, gosh, I don't know. Do what you can in the run game. Be smart with the ball. I think the best thing you can do is try to control the tempo of the game and just hold on to the ball as long as you can. We watched, what game was it? I think it was the Texans and the 49ers weeks ago, and it was the weirdest game. Like the Texans commanded like, oh my gosh, like 7/8
minutes
of the time. Yeah, it was insane. And that's a little easier to deal with what you have with the Texans. But if the Commanders can really just hold on to the ball and just do some really long, sluggish, slow drives and just waste a lot of time, I think that'll be huge. With that being said, I'm going to have to go with the Commanders tonight.
Somebody was going to have to do it.
I had to do it, bro. And I think it's going to be all field goals for Commanders, and they're going to win 12-10.
Wow. That is hilarious.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Joe, I don't remember who the kicker is. It used to be Joey Slye, but I think he's with Tennessee. Yeah, I can't remember.
Is it Matt Gay? I think it might be Matt Gay.
No, 49ers just picked him up. It's someone else now. I can't remember his name.
Who cares? Yeah, so for me, Broncos have a chance they can do multiple different things. They can blow them out right off the bat if they choose to. And like Jose said, I think I would lean towards that. I would love to see them come out slinging the ball, try to get out to an early like 2-3 score lead, and then start running RJ Harvey. But the other thing they could do is try to play it slow and try to get RJ Harvey going. I think this is really a big game where Sean Payton wants to see what he's got with RJ, put him to the test. So this game could go multiple different ways. Commanders are a weird team to where their record doesn't really display, who they are or their heart, and it's kind of a weird thing to say as a football analyst, but they've got a lot of heart. They love Dan Quinn. They play real well for the coach. And so, I could see this being a closer game. Broncos they've got to score touchdowns. They can't just kick field goals in this one, and winning the turnover battle. For the Commanders, if they want to win, I mean, they're going to have to trust Mariota to throw the ball. The run game has been very, very bad. And Mariota, this is actually a former Oregon quarterback duel here. Mariota, did he win the Heisman? I think he did win the Heisman. I can't remember. It's been so long, but I think Bo Nix was still in like middle school when Mariota was at Oregon.
Yeah, he beat out Jameis that year, I believe.
Yeah. So Mariota versus Bo Nix, former Oregon Ducks playing against each other. I don't know. I still got the Broncos winning this one. I can't really bet against them in this spot. I want to bet like a Rams, like how the Rams lost to the Panthers today. I want to bet that the Broncos are going to lose that, but this Commanders team is nothing like the Panthers. If they had Jaden, maybe, but yeah, Broncos win. I'm going to say 24-17. So,
okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What do you think, Jose? I wasn't as
I love that.
as I normally am.
No, I love that. I mean, like, it's still not going to be anywhere close. I don't see how the Commanders put up close to 17 points. I think I was being generous when I said 10, but
yeah.
The only reason I say they could put up some points, they do get Terry McLaurin and Debo back for tonight. So they have both of their receiver options.
So whoever has Riley Moss on them is probably just going to eat tonight, honestly.
That's also baking in about, a conservative 100 penalty yards for Riley Moss.
Right.
So.
Jeez.
Oh, man. Anyway, cool. Well, dude, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, yeah, you're just totally right. Like, this game can go a million different ways, score-wise. Ultimately, the Broncos are going to win this game. How? It's kind of like it can be like a 1-point game, or it can be like a 30-point game.
It's up to
It could be 31-3. It could be 12-10.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know. But yeah, dude, Jose, thanks for coming on tonight, man, and enjoy that game.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good
night.
Yeah,
good to see you, Jose.
All right. That was a good time. All right, so we've got quite a few games left to cover, so let's get into this. Our next one, we had let's do Saints-Dolphins. This was kind of an interesting game. Dolphins fresh off the bye. At home, this felt like an easy win for them, especially going against the rookie, Tyler Shuch. And actually was a very close game, really exciting towards the end. But Miami pulls away, wins 21-17. What stuck out to you in this one, Caleb?
Yeah, I enjoy watching the Saints. I really do.
I do too.
I love their play calling, their scheming, how the offense runs. Tyler Shaw has been very exciting to watch, dude. He had a beautiful pass in the red zone where he scrambles out to his right and he's like falling off his back foot and he floats it over top the DB's head straight to none other than Devon Vele and the back of the end zone.
Come on, boy.
Oh, it was so sick.
Yeah.
And then I think you kind of hinted to this. It wasn't anything crazy, but we did see Tyler use his legs today when he needed to. There's a couple plays he got flushed out of the pocket and he took off, and boy's got the wheels, man. It was nice.
He got some wheels. He cannot do the QB sneak.
No.
Did you see that? No. That boy got stuffed.
Yeah. On the other side, Tua is so bad. I don't even think he should be a backup. I don't even think he should be. Maybe that's a stretch. I'm just being irritated, but I mean, you've got Darren Waller as your top receiver with 2 catches for 47 yards, and only reason that he had a long 34-yard catch, and they're just, man, they're wasting precious years of Jalen Waddle, who I think is just a very talented receiver. Um, Devon Achane is a top 3 running back in the league.
Yeah.
Like he is so good. I think the scheme that he's in is perfect for him too, though. I wonder if he was with a different team, if he was playing for Mike Vrabel, um, how much different it would be. But as far as it goes for playing for this team, he just eats, dude. He tears it up, and it's so fun to watch. Um, but yeah, this is a really fun game to watch. Did you have any major takeaways?
So I was just going to agree with you on the Tua thing. That deep ball he threw was just atrocious, and that was the pick. Really, really bad. But I mean, the Dolphins, I think they had a game plan coming in that they were going to run the ball, and they did that. Achane,
Yeah.
just this dude's having a fantastic season. And for a guy who's been, dinged because he's too small or any of that stuff, I mean, he's so good, even though he's small.
So efficient.
You watch him run, and he's so fast. So the temptation for him is to like outrun his blockers once he, kind of breaks past the initial line of defense. But he's sitting there, hand on the back of the guy in front of him, and just following those blockers the whole way. And it was just really, really cool to see for him. Did break away a 30-yard run in the very first quarter, which was awesome to see. But highly efficient on the ground for him.
Yeah. And one thing I'll add real quick is like his decision making is just beautiful. Like when he first gets the ball and is looking at the line, there was a couple times I'm watching him, and where the hole was supposed to open up, it didn't open. And he didn't hesitate. He didn't falter anything. Dude, he shot off immediately, like a couple yards to the right or the left where it did open up, and just took it immediately. And it's like, oh my gosh, like how can you make that decision in your mind so fast? Just oh crap, it's not there, and just take off the other way. It's just so fun to see. And so everyone who drafted him in fantasy, I'm sure is just loving life. And I remember everyone was so scared because he's injury prone, and he's coming off this I forgot the injury. Man, I always forget the name of the injury. What's when the muscle in the thigh? Hamstring.
Hamstring.
He had a hamstring in the offseason. Yeah, sorry. In the offseason, everyone's like, oh my gosh, stay away from Devon Achane. Like, no, it's ridiculous. He's so fast. And I think it really helps, honestly, for his, future career, which I know is kind of going off a little bit, but like he's not able to take these full big body tackles like your usual bruiser back does in the trenches because he's so fast. So the way he's getting tackled is more like a receiver, to where he's not taking as much like force and whatnot. Weird thing to really recognize or see, but something I thought about. But yeah, that's all I got.
I like it. Yeah, I do want to say just on the Saints side that I really like watching this team play, and I think they're going to be a good team probably next year. And Shuck got a lot of crap coming into the year, and I think he's done fine. Like obviously he makes some bad decisions here in this game, and he's made some bad decisions in other games that he's played in. But he's just a little bit sporadic because some of the throws he's making, especially you were talking about him getting outside of the pocket and kind of scrambling out to his right. Some of those passes he made toward the sideline were so good. I mean, just really, really good passes, good decision-making. And this Devon Vele, like what a stud. Is this guy just actually good and teams are just disrespecting him? Because he was good for the Broncos last year. And then they just dropped him like a sack of potatoes, and he comes back over to New Orleans, and he's the leading receiver on the team.
That's so funny. And this team's going to have an early pick in the draft this year to add to their weapons. So, I mean, that's exciting, man. That's going to be sick.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be a really fun team to watch. And I think their defense is a little better than people give them credit for, too. So, Kellen Moore's doing a great job down there.
For sure.
All right, let's move on. We got the Falcons traveled to New York today, and they end up losing. Caleb, did I call this one, or did I call this one?
You did call this one.
I called
you
this
indeed.
one. Jets at home. Just felt like it was a good spot for them. And yeah, here we are. They Jets win with a game-winning field goal. What do you take from this one?
Yeah, I mean, Falcons just failed to really add any, depth pieces to their offense and the receiving core, most especially. And um, again, I know the going take is, Caleb loves Kirk Cousins and is all like Kirk Cousins this that. He's mediocre, but like, dude, like you got to give him a break. Like Kyle Pitts being his leading receiver, 7 catches for 82 yards. Kyle Pitts is not good. I'm sorry, he isn't. I'm watching him play today, and he just has like he has no drive. I don't know if you remember like in high school sports, there was always like a guy on the team who had all the talent in the world and all the athleticism, but he didn't have like any passion. Like he didn't have any drive to like, like just get angry, like just getting aggressive. And that's Kyle Pitts, man. Like he doesn't try for it. He has drops that are just
Yeah.
easy catchable balls, and it just it irritates me. On the other side of things, though, Bijan Robinson is just an absolute dog. Bijan, man. Bijan's so good, and he's putting the team on his back, and he is the only reason that the team was even close in this game today.
How mad were you when Tyler Algier scored that first touchdown?
Oh, pissed. I'm sitting there watching it.
And then the second red zone travel they had, or trip they had, they ran Algier to start out, and he got like 7 yards, got down to like the 2 or the 3 yard line. I was like, no.
Dude, Raheem Morris loves Tyler Algier. He loves him. And he has said
the other
multiple
guy,
times.
Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator. He loves him. It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
I was watching a report like Raheem Morris is like like Tyler
think they both love
Algier
him.
is like has a main part in this offense. Is like a main feature here. Like, dude,
Come on,
shut up. Like,
Former rugby player.
it's just so annoying watching Bijan just like work his butt off in the receiving game, the rushing game to get you 70 yards down the field. And then like it's just proper respect. Give the man his touchdown, like he worked his butt off to get down there. Like give him his flowers, let him score,
Yeah.
And you're gonna put in Tyler Algier just to punch in a 3 yard run. It's like, all right, dude.
No thanks.
But Tyrod Taylor definitely makes this team a lot more standable, competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love that the Jets are tanking, and I'm excited to see what the Jets do with their future picks. Like that is sick. But Tyrod Taylor coming in brings that spark, the passing element to this offense that they didn't have, and along going what they got in the trade for Sauce Gardner, A.D. Mitchell today. Balls out, 8 catches, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Long deep ball, 50-yard touchdown, man.
Come on, bro.
Also, not a crazy game today, but John Mechie making a comeback, reviving his career with the Jets. Pretty cool.
It's very interesting to see what the Jets have done. It feels very analytics based, which some people have like a love-hate relationship when I say analytics, but this is like how I would rebuild a Madden franchise. This is exactly what I would do. Like trade away a guy with a massive contract, add additional picks, and then make sure in the trade that you're getting back some wide receiver that's young and has some like ceiling to him. And A.D. Mitchell, like we talked about Dontavian Wicks earlier, he gets open so easily. Like the dude is always
great route runner.
Matthew Golden. He was Matthew Golden before Matthew Golden was Matthew Golden. And he's fast. But he can't catch. He's not a very good catcher of the ball. He has a lot of drops.
He can't get under the ball very well either.
Yeah. But in this one, like he played extremely well. So well to where like in fantasy football, you got to be looking at picking him up off the waiver wire because between him and Mechie, those are the leading receivers on the team. Mechie is another guy who knows how to get open. Not a great receiver in general, but he knows how to get open, and they're feeding him targets. That's the big thing. A.D. Mitchell, 12 targets. John Mechie, 8 targets. And Mechie dropped such an easy touchdown. Right in his hands, nobody on him. He just dropped it. So the drop's got to be fixed, but this offense is way more exciting with Tyrod playing. It just shows really how bad Fields is at reading NFL defenses. And honestly,
On
the
one
Jets
hand,
defense has
though,
been really good.
yeah,
So go ahead.
yeah, they really have. What I was gonna say is like on one hand though, it's like if I am a Jets fan, I'm kind of irritated that they won today because I want that high draft pick, man.
Sure.
Like I don't think people realize like how valuable a top 5 pick in the NFL draft really is.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I
you
think
know,
the big thing with the winning is the fact that Aaron Glenn was on the hot seat. Like, I mean,
this
there are
is
people
true.
calling for his head already. It's New York. Like, it's not like a team in another area where they stick with coaches, give them more of a shot than just 1 year.
Yeah,
Aaron Glenn's got to kind of prove to the owners, like, hey, I can do something with this team. And
yeah,
he's doing that.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Quantez Stiggers, he recovered a fumble for the Jets. I've never seen that name before. That's wild. Yeah, I didn't get to talk about the Falcons. So real quick, I'll just say on them, I don't think this was a Cousins game. Like it was his fault. Like I'm with you on that. Like this is a failure on the defense, which this defense has been pretty good through the year, but they've really fallen off towards the end of the year. And I mean, Atlanta's looking at like potential like cleaning house, like firing coaches left and right after this season.
Yeah.
They had a great chance to be competitive in their division. They've got some star players all on the team. I just real bad for the Falcons. And I know the Falcons fans are furious.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I'll say, this is back to what we were talking about earlier, but again, such props to the Jets, man. Like waiting to the exact perfect moment to trade Sauce Gardner, the guy with the big name. He's young. They couldn't have done it at a perfect time to get the most possible value they could have gotten for him too in that draft or in that trade. Getting the 2 first, like I don't think they would have gotten that if this was like before the season or something like that. You wait for a team like the Colts who think they're in contention and they're like, we got to go make a move, man. We got a chance. Like we got to do it. It's like what me and you talk about in dynasty fantasy football all the time. Like, wait to make your trades until like mid-season when these guys start to get desperate and be like, oh my gosh, I got to spend big money. I could win this year. So sorry, that's a little off track, but
no,
man, big props to the Jets. That's huge. Love to see it.
Huge.
Who do you got next?
All right, we got Bucks Cardinals next. Cardinals travel to Tampa Bay. We were going back and forth on this one, trying to predict. I guess our wires got crossed because you went Cardinals and I went Bucks on this one. We had a money line parlay, and I was off by 1 leg. You were off by 2 because you picked the Cardinals, but I was off by 1.
True.
It was the freaking Rams losing. Probably shouldn't have even included them because they were like negative 590 to win.
I know. We shouldn't have done that.
Just abysmal. But what did you see in this Cardinals Buccaneers game, Caleb?
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Is Jacoby Brissett better than Tua Tagovailoa?
Yeah, 100%. That's easy. That's easy.
Absolutely.
Jacoby
There's so many QBs.
Points per game. I want to look this up. I'll look it up while we're talking, but I think he's like one of the better quarterbacks in fantasy football this year, which is wild to say.
I think you're right. Yeah. He struggled a little bit last week against Jacksonville, but still ended with 18 points. But I mean, just look at his yards per game. Like he came in 320 yards, 280 yards, 260, 258, 452, 317, 300. Like this man is averaging well over 300 yards per game. Like that is insane. Like what a crazy switch up from Kyler.
Right.
And a different like dynamic to the team. Like, and Trey McBride, man. It's just, I can't clap right now because I think my child is going to sleep, but Trey McBride was one of the best picks in this year's fantasy drafts. I hope that everyone watching this, you were able to partake in the goodies.
That's right.
Trey McBride.
That's right. Trey McBride, man. Yeah, 8 touchdowns on the season versus like I think 2 in the previous 2 seasons.
Crazy, man.
Crazy. And we've always known like Trey McBride and Brock Bowers are the best tight ends in football.
For sure.
And there felt like a huge cavern after last year because Bowers like was so much better, but mainly because he was scoring touchdowns, whereas Trey McBride was not scoring touchdowns. So in fantasy football, obviously that's a big issue. But like this year, you're seeing that when McBride scores touchdowns, there's not a big difference between him and Bowers. And I don't know why Kyler couldn't throw him the ball. Like I get the short argument all the time, but like he's so tall. Like throw him the ball. Just throw it to him. He makes plays. So anyway,
he's always open.
Keep going.
He's
Love
always
Trey
open.
McBride. I have him on like every team.
Yeah.
I think I have him in the team that I waxed you in.
Yeah, and that's the same league that I drafted him in late in the second round all those years ago. And I held and held and held, and then right when he started to play well, I traded him. And I'll never forget that day. I think a lot of people might look at this and say, wow, the Bucs are really just like not playing to potential and are really downplaying right now. And maybe they are a little bit, but the one thing I will say is that I think people still don't understand how much better Arizona is right now with the QB play they have going for them. Like they are legitimately like a very solid team with good QB play.
Yeah.
And can compete with most teams.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I'll say. But on the Bucs side, Bucky Irving is back after leaving in week 2. Very good to see. Love that. Chris Godwin was back in the mix today as well. I mean, nothing crazy to say. I think Baker did kind of have an underwhelming game. I know he was kind of playing through an injury as well, though. So
he's been underwhelming for the last like 5-6 weeks, though.
He has.
We've given him a lot of rope because of the injuries to the receiver core. But something feels off. Like, I mean, like you said, obviously he was hurt pretty bad in the game last week. But I mean, just something feels off with this offense because like he was a favorite to be like the MVP, like for 5-6 weeks through the season. And I think a big thing is seeing Emeka Egbuka kind of come back down to earth. I mean, he was insane to start the year, and he's tapered off a ton. So, I mean, what do you make of that with the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a little bit of regression. I think teams are figuring them out a little bit. I think Baker, it's so hard to keep playing at that kind of level of football, kind of like we were talking about with the elite QBs in the game. And it's just at some point you kind of have to have like that, like come back to earth, which Baker's got a different career path. Obviously, he's been passed around the league down for a while. And then last year, after relentless reports of him and Kyle Trask having a battle out for the starting spot, he comes out and he just balls out. Maybe that was 2 years ago. And he starts this year by doing it. But this team is definitely taking a lot of injuries. Baker has had multiple injuries throughout the season, not just this one that was actually his last game, but he hurt his ankle earlier this year. So I just think it's just a couple things, kind of catching up to him. He's coming back to earth a little bit. I still think Baker is really, really, really good. But it's near him, but you can be as good as you want, but it's near impossible to keep playing at such a high level with the weapons and team that you have so consistently every single week.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I think the change in offensive coordinator year to year for them is not helpful. And this team's just been plagued with injuries, so it's hard to say anything. But yeah, I think Baker's still a good quarterback. I still think he's a really good quarterback, probably top 15. But we've just seen this.
Top 8.
Top 8 is crazy. Top 8 is crazy. You better put Jacoby Brissett up in that top 8 too.
50 mil.
The last thing that's crazy. The last thing I'll say in this one is we talked about this a couple weeks ago when Michael Wilson balled out. He had 15, 16 targets and 14 catches for almost 200 yards. We were like, well, Marvin was there. Like, do we think he would get that? Do we think he would command that kind of a target share? Here's one. He had 7 targets today. 6 catches for 69 yards is pretty good. Michael Wilson also had 7 targets. He wasn't as efficient with those targets, but same target share, which is not great. And they were both in second place to Trey McBride. So, I just think
it's a very weak Buccaneers pass defense. I'll add too.
Yeah. This one, man, I tell you what, I'm not just trying to toot my own horn, but when we were talking about this game, like we were going back and forth, is it Cardinals? Is it Bucks? I was like, I think it's got to be Bucks. It's hard to bet against Baker at home. But I did say it's probably safer to take the under. We didn't take the under, and it definitely hit under. Under was 44 and a half, and 37 points scored in this one. So that's pretty good. We'll take
No,
that.
you did hit that.
Right.
That is funny you bring that up. It is a little telling. Maybe Marvin Harrison is still working through some things like physically, but also Michael Wilson did get hurt midway through the game today. He came back, but I'm sure
Marvin
that was
also
slowing
got
him
hurt
down
in
a
this
little bit.
game. So
Did he really?
yeah,
Oh, he's hurt,
yeah.
man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Made of glass. We see this all the time with these big receivers in college. They just dominate in college. And man, it makes me worried about Jeremiah Smith because I think Jeremiah Smith is so good, but I'm also terrified because I thought Marvin Harrison was so good. And here we are.
I know.
Anyway,
Cornell
let's
State
move
all
on
the way.
to brighter fields and cleaner pastures. We've got the Rams. They traveled to Carolina. This was the big upset of the day. Carolina pulls it out at home, 31-28, against who most people thought was the best team in the NFL. What did you take away from this one?
I really feel like the Rams just underestimated them. I don't think they were really prepared. I'd like to know like what was going on in the film rooms leading up to this game for LA and what they were seeing and what they were scheming for and planning for. Because I mean, it's not like Bryce just played crazy. He protected the ball, but he only ended up with 15 completions. Efficient, 20 attempts, 15 completions, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bryce was big when he needed to be big, and I think that was just the biggest denominator in this game. Oh my gosh. And then like they were still hammering the ball in the run game. You got Chuba Hubbard who had 17 attempts, 83 yards, Rico Dowdle, 18 attempts, 58 yards. Kind of funny how Rico's been a little back to earth lately as well, huh?
Yeah.
And then you got Jalen Coker as the leading receiver, 4 catches, 74 yards. I'm watching this game with my dad, and he's like, Jalen Coker, man, where'd they had to dig to go find this guy? No, Dad, you
Holy
don't
cross,
understand.
Dad. Holy cross. Don't disrespect him.
Undrafted free agent from Holy Cross, man. You gotta go look at his career, man. And he's like, okay, you're weird.
Why do you know this stuff?
Yeah, but the other big thing today is the turnovers. This was Matt Stafford, his first time throwing 2 interceptions in God, what has it been since like week 3, week 4? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
And I mean that
I
was a
think he
game
was
changer.
like
One of them was a pick 6.
something. He was like 20 something touchdowns and like
30.
2 interceptions on the year.
30
touchdowns,
32 touchdowns.
And like 2 picks on the year, and then he adds 2 more today. And
one for
Panthers
a
coming
pick
off
6.
that game against San Fran last week, where they picked off Purdy multiple times. So Panthers defense is stepping it up.
Dude, their secondary is so underrated. So underrated. And it's beautiful, honestly, the defensive coordinator and his scheming and how he sets them up. I think it was this play or this game. I can't remember, but it was this every time I play you in Madden or in college football, I fall for this every time where the DB split out wide is covering the flat and doesn't follow the receiver when he goes past like 10, 15 yards. And you have like your slot receiver running like a quick out to the sideline. And you're thinking that the outside DB is going to follow the X receiver going downfield, but really he cuts underneath. And I'm pretty sure it was them that did that today. It's just
on it.
so beautiful. Yeah.
Mike Jackson.
Stafford still, Mike Jackson. Stafford still didn't look horrible today. It definitely wasn't his best game. He was still, I think he bounced back and wasn't like completely just, blown away because of his interceptions. But I mean, it was definitely the biggest turning point of the game. So, hopefully he can.
And I think the weather played a big
Carolina playoffs.
Weather played a big factor in this one. I mean, it was raining the entire game, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, this was a huge win for the Panthers, and I love that they got Coker involved because Coker is infinitely better than Xavier Legette. And interesting to see that Xavier Legette, the one game that he isn't like the most targeted receiver, the Panthers actually win against the best team in the NFL. I just think that's quite telling.
Preach.
Just on the Rams side, one other thing I'll hit is Blake Corum. Two other things. Blake Corum played great while Kyron Williams kind of stepped out of the game for a little bit. This is always what McVay wanted, was a running back that just looked like Kyron that could do pretty much the same thing. So Corum played great. And Devontae Adams is such a cheat code in the red zone. The dude is like...
You can't stop him. He is a fiend for a touchdown. Golly.
I saw somebody on Twitter post a video from Goodwill Hunting, and the caption was just Devontae Adams when scoring like a red zone touchdown, and it's Will Hunting or whatever his name is going up to the professor with the like equations the professor's asking him to solve. He's like, "You think this is hard for me? This is so easy for me. I could do this in my sleep." Yeah. And it's just so fun how good Devontae Adams is in the red zone.
Yeah.
All right.
And Puka's catch today was
we got to talk about
one of the best catches of the year.
It was the best catch of the year up until like 15, 20
Brock
minutes
Bowers.
That was crazy.
Absolutely. That was insane.
Yeah.
Wow. That was just crazy. Puka is such a good physical receiver who just, oh man, he's great. What a great pick for the Rams.
Great pick for the Rams.
All right,
let's
next?
move. We got the stinker of the day. Seattle Seahawks take on the Vikings in Seattle. Seattle blanks them 26-0. Max Brosmer, the much heralded third quarterback for the Vikings, looks like Will Levis out there. 4 interceptions, barely crests 125 yards passing. What did you take away from this one, Caleb?
I mean, it's just sad. It's so sad. Like this legitimately made me like just sad and depressed for the Vikings team.
Yeah.
I love Kevin O'Connell. I love a lot of the players in Minnesota. And I mean, they cannot hit on a QB to save their lives.
Yeah.
They would have been much better off bringing Josh Dobbs back in or Tyrod Taylor, Jacoby Brissett, anyone,
Darnold.
man, anyone. Darnold. That's got to hurt. So it just stinks to see. Brosmer had 4 interceptions, and it just was ugly. And we're watching Justin Jefferson, who is top 2 receiver in the league, get 2 catches for 4 yards.
Yeah.
Like you have to be so bad as a quarterback to really be this much of a failure in this kind of offense. Like you have to be really bad. Carson Wentz did fairly decent with this offense. I don't know if you remember, like Carson Wentz when he came in for the Colts, like
so bad.
a year or 2 ago, was one of the worst QB play like I've ever seen in my life.
Insanely bad.
Insanely bad. So that really sucked. I will say though, no matter what's going on, Vikings defense is one of the most like best coached and resilient defenses I've ever watched in my life. Obviously the box score doesn't show it, but they were so many 3 and out and just, fizzled out drives by Seattle in the game today. JSN, 2 catches for 23 yards. I mean, this man has been unstoppable all year up until this point. I mean, the leading receiver for Seattle was A.J. Barner, 4 catches for 35 yards. Like, oh my gosh, that is also a work of art watching the Minnesota defense.
And this is going to play a huge factor. I mean, I know the Seahawks got out of this game with a win, but this is the tape that other teams are going to use when they go and play the Seahawks.
For sure.
Because, like, obviously it's 26-0 is the final score, but like you said, the defense was balling. 4 field goals on the offensive side. They had 1 offensive touchdown. There was a defensive touchdown that was scored. So those were the only touchdowns scored on the day. And JSN gets almost completely wiped off of the box score, with only 2 catches. And this is the best receiver in the NFL this year. obviously, like he's bound to have a bad game. Like it's nothing against JSN, but the defense was schemed super well. Brian Flores 100% deserves an opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL. I just think
Absolute
he's one of
genius.
the better defensive schemers in the league. And honestly, bring him back to Pittsburgh. I'll take him. I'd love it.
Please,
yeah.
please.
On the Viking side, man, it's just so bad. Like Brosmer's so bad, and Brosmer's so bad it makes you back in on JJ McCarthy. Like,
Yeah,
that's how bad he was. That's not a good place to be. So, all right, let's
so what
talk
do you
this,
do? Do you just keep running JJ for the rest of the year and just crap it out and try for
let me
something
see
next year?
something.
I really did never understand why the Vikings were so bent on going after a rookie QB in the draft when they got JJ.
Yeah,
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they traded up to get JJ. I think they wanted
they
someone
did.
else, and then JJ fell to them, and they got JJ instead.
They traded.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, it's just bad.
yeah, it's bad. They would have done so much better doing like what Pittsburgh loves to do, going and getting an already half decent quarterback, Jameis Winston, Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and paying the price to get them. Yeah, you're a much more competitive team with one of those guys. Any
So
of them.
interestingly enough, the Vikings don't have their second or fourth round pick next year. Currently, their number one pick is the number 12 overall. If the season we're in today, so they could trade up, into the top rounds. This is also a bad quarterback class, so it'd be really, really bad look if you trade up and go get like a Fernando Mendoza, and he, just doesn't pan out as well. So, you do have to look at free agent quarterbacks, but who are the free agent quarterbacks? Like, I don't know. And
You go get
it's
Mac
just going to be,
Jones.
I mean, Mac Jones would be great.
Mac Jones
would be
eat.
great. And it would be great for this offense, but they've got to make a change because JJ McCarthy, we've seen too much already. And it's not worth another year wasting the rest of the talent on this team. Justin Jefferson's only getting older. You're probably going to be out of running back. You're struggling at running back right now.
Yeah.
Hawkinson's getting older. The defense itself, that unit's going to be losing pieces here and there. So it's just and with the lack of draft picks, because they've made so many moves to move up, it puts them in a really tough bind. They really needed JJ McCarthy to hit, and it's not happening. So all right, let's move on. Let's talk about this Raiders and Chargers game. Raiders go into Los Angeles, play the Chargers, lose 14-31. Chargers come away with another victory. There was some interesting reporting going on after Chip Kelly got fired this past week, that Pete Carroll's son, who's the offensive line coach for the team, had a lot of say in the offense, and that this offense really didn't resemble a Chip Kelly offense from years past, especially from like his championship team with Ohio State in 24. They used a lot of gun, a lot of motion, a lot of different things like that. And this offense looks a lot more like the Seahawks offense from last year, like a Shane Waldron offense. And so apparently they're putting the blame back on Pete Carroll for giving his son too much leeway and kind of forcing his hand into the offense. It's just a mess in Las Vegas right now. And they once again come out with a huge stinker, like no change in the offense from losing the OC, but I don't know. What did you take away from this one?
I mean, they were who we thought they were.
They were who we thought they were.
I threw one pick, so that was cool. I mean, you just can't get anything going. Like this is probably the worst, a bottom 5 O-line in the league.
Yeah.
Like it is just so bad. You can't get Genty going. At least what they've tried hasn't gotten them going. And then, I mean, we get them in the receiving game again, like me and you always talk about. That's great. But yeah, it's just a crap team. The coaching staff is just falling apart. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to pull things back together. And then you've got these two bright, shining stars in Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, who are just
I'm a
fighting.
star, a great big shining star.
Who were like still just like fighting, and still out there just putting in work. As far as the Chargers go, they definitely needed this. Again, I know it's the Raiders, nothing crazy, but the Chargers just like have been very inconsistent this year. So I think getting a little bit of confidence back with them is huge, especially heading into like this last stretch of games for playoffs. Um, and I thought Amarian was going to be back today, but I guess not. Is that going
Nah.
to be next week?
Yeah, probably next week. I think they're playing it safe with him.
That's good.
Especially going against the Raiders. It's like,
Yeah.
do we really want to bring him back here? Let him get one more week under his belt of being healthy.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kamani Vidal played extremely well. 25 carries, 126 yards. Just shows how bad this Raiders defense is. Raiders are just such a mess. They to me are the worst team in football by far.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they could come away with the number 1 pick, and then they're going to draft one of these quarterbacks, and it's just going to be bad unless they trade out of it. I've got news for you, Raiders fans. It's not good.
Not good. They're like the new
not
Browns.
A whole lot. Yeah, 100%. I was just going to say not a whole lot to say about this game. The only thing that is interesting is just seeing this Chargers receiving group is just so hard to predict, especially for fantasy football. I mean, we saw Rondé Gadsden, dominate for like 3-4 weeks in the middle of the season, and he's been pretty much non-existent the last few weeks. And so you kind of just have to wonder what's going on. Like what are they going to do? Especially, people have important fantasy football games coming up. Playoffs are starting. So it's like, I mean, do I really trust my Rondé Gadsden, who I felt like was a good tight end, or is it better to go get like Hunter Henry or Juwan Johnson, like one of these other guys? It just sucks. And Ashton Genty on the other side, it's like this dude, this was a bad defensive line that they were going against, and they still couldn't do anything. 15 carries for 31 yards. And it's not Genty. I repeat, it is not Genty. To anyone saying online it's Genty, it's not Genty.
It's not.
It's Vegas. People were sharing a graphic about Monungai being the having the most rushing, or I think he's been the most effective rookie running back this year on the ground, just stats wise. They're comparing Genty's numbers with Monungai's. Look, brother, I guarantee you, if Genty ended up in this Bears offense, which he was potentially going to be, Can
you imagine?
Good God. We're talking 250, 300 yards a game. We're talking like,
my God.
He was drafted in fantasy drafts at the end of the first round is too late. Like he probably should have been drafted earlier. So, it just sucks. Landing spot means a lot. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about this Bills Steelers game. Come on, buddy. We got to do it.
Good Lord.
Bills travel to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers, and dismantle us 26-7. Steelers are dead. It's just so frustrating year after year. It's the same freaking stuff. And this offense was so bad today, and the Bills defense has not been good at all.
Horrendous.
And James Cook had 32 carries for 145 yards on our defense. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's just time to completely rebuild the team.
Yeah. They'll never do that, though. They'll never do that. Never. And it sucks. It really sucks. I am a patient man. I would much rather take 3 years of rebuilding, 3 to 5 years of rebuilding and coming back with a strong team than having to watch this crap show year after year after year, being, coaching staff being bailed out because of good defense, good players. It's so gross. The only thing you can really say maybe to give him a little bit of grace, it was really windy today in Pittsburgh. That's the only thing I can think of.
I can't stand you.
It was. They showed the pre-warm-ups and their freaking shirts like flapping in the wind.
It's windy, bro. It was real windy out there, bro.
That's the only thing I can think, dude. Like, it's so insane to me that we were just destroying the division, and now we had the same record as the Ravens after they lost Lamar for like 4 to 6 weeks. Oh,
I think the Steelers are one of the worst coach teams, outside of like the Raiders and probably a couple others, but they're one of the worst
mm-hmm,
coach teams in the NFL,
mm-hmm.
specifically from their coordinator positions. Like, you've got this expensive defense, that's very strong, and you can't stop the run. And
Yeah,
the games that you can stop the run, you can't stop the pass. Like there's always a hole wide open for other teams to
yeah,
take advantage of. And it's unless you're playing like a crap team, even then we lose to crap teams.
yeah,
This is just abysmal. And on the offensive side, I mean, I'll give it to Arthur Smith, that like we've been efficient at times and had a decent offense and different things like that. But this was an absolutely terrible showing from the offense. And yeah, it just,
well, like
if
it's
you
the
don't have
one
good
game.
coordinators,
Me and you were just talking about how like the bright spot of our offense is our run game. Like we have these two
yeah,
scat backs with Jalen Moore and Kenneth Gainwell who have been like splitting and like just are gritty as all get out. And they've been tearing up defenses, been very efficient, surprisingly, and they're great in the passing game. And this is the game to do it. This is the game
yeah,
to give both of them 15 to 18 carries plus, both of them.
yeah,
Um, this is when you want to do that. It targets too. And
yeah.
right now, I'm looking at Jalen Warren 10 attempts, Kenneth Gainwell 5 attempts. And I
And you
know,
know
like
why
you
that
go
is,
down.
right?
No,
I mean, it's they couldn't convert on third downs.
yeah,
Every third down, they'd go drop back to pass. Pass is getting batted down, or it's a bad throw, or whatever. I mean, it was so bad.
or
You
just a
can't
bad
even.
play call. It was like a
Yeah,
horrible play. I was watching like 3rd and 7, and we're throwing like a
I
swing
hate.
screen pass.
Yeah, I was
Like
about to
I
say I
hate
can't stand
being
the 3rd and 7 swing pass.
the like those like anything like 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10. It's the most abysmal like play calling I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
It's so bad. Or they'll send Calvin Austin on a streak and be like,
yeah,
just chuck it up, dude. Um,
it's so
oh,
bad.
it's so annoying. And you got Rodgers who fumbles it for a touchdown. Mason Rudolph comes in for like a couple plays, throws a pick immediately.
Right.
Um, yeah, horrible showing because the Bills were not even good today. You got Josh Allen with 123 passing yards.
Yep.
James Cook just ripped us a new one.
Yeah.
32 attempts, brother. Oh my gosh.
They and the Bills have done this to us. I mean, every year that we've played them, it's the same thing. They
Yeah,
always run the ball against us, and they always dominate us in the run game. And I mean, we've heard lots of like the Patriots guys, like Julian Edelman, talked about like how easy it was playing the Steelers, how they never change anything. They always do
yeah,
the same thing over and over and over again. And in the
yeah,
NFL today, especially, like everything's changing season to season. There's so many smart coaches out there, scheming things differently and all this stuff. And Tomlin and their coaching staff is continuing to do this like gross, like commitment to old school football.
yeah,
And at a certain point in time, it's not going to work.
yeah.
And we've reached that point. It's got to change. And I fear that this massive, amazing fan base that the Steelers have had, Steelers fans have always been known to travel and all this stuff. I fear that is going to decline because of how bad the team has been.
hmm
But good win for the Bills. Bills are 8-4. They needed that win after losing last week. So yeah. But yeah, what a bummer.
For sure.
So do we have a Monday night game tomorrow? We do. We'll
Yeah,
talk real
Patriots and
quick about this
Giants.
Monday night game. I mean, what do you expect from this one? Patriots are 10-2, Giants are 2-10. They do get Jackson Dart.
Come on
Could be a
now.
pretty interesting game, honestly.
Jackson Dart is back. We just watched this team with Jameis Winston. Like they have so much fight and so much heart, man. You can't count them out. You really can't.
Yeah.
They have been in so many close games with such good teams and have been underdogs, and they've lost just about every single one.
Right.
But it's a lot of games they should have won actually, and the defense, the secondary especially, is kind of just falling apart.
Yeah.
And I've actually been hearing a lot of people showing a lot of criticism to oh my gosh, who's the DN they just drafted? I always forget his name.
Um,
Giants. It was
Gosh,
like the
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter, which I think is just foolish. Like he has been such good at like generating pressure and just like stopping plays before they even start to generate. And like it doesn't show in the
Woo.
stats of like sacks and tackles.
There's
Um,
Rodriguez.
I know, but he's been very solid. But I think this will be actually a pretty interesting game. I think I love the people have been comparing these new teams with Drake May and Jackson Dart to the old Tom Brady and Eli Manning duels. Um, so I'm excited for this game. You know, I love Jackson Dart, so I'm watching. I love Drake May. I love Travion, so this should be fun. Ultimately, I'm probably still going to take the Patriots in this one. They've been on a heater, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
very close.
Troy's in here, so Giants D has got to finish.
Yeah.
And finishing games is I think what he's referring to. But yeah, they've definitely given up a lot of points in the fourth quarter, which has been really bad. It's happened all year long, and it's pretty annoying, especially if you're a Giants fan watching the games. Yeah, I think this could be a trap game for the Patriots. You know, they're riding high, 10-2. Drake May's been playing extremely well, but they've played also like one of the easiest schedules in the NFL so far. Now they're going against probably one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. I mean, bad secondary, but really good pass rush.
And Will Campbell, I think, is hurt, right?
And Will Campbell, I think, is still hurt.
Oof,
yeah, so
that's going to be tough.
They're going to have to commit to Travion Henderson running the ball, and I think they will because this Giants defense is really bad against the run. Is Pat Surtain back? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he is.
Whoops. I would not have taken Terry McLaurin for 30-plus yards. Oh, he wants them.
You knucklehead.
Go, Marcus.
Come on, Marcus.
Deep ball.
Mark.
Woo! It's got to be on Riley Moss. Got to be on Riley Moss. But yeah, so I with Jackson Dart coming back, I think this will be a high scoring game. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I could see the Giants, making this a really close game, but I am going to go with the Patriots. I think, like you said, it was on Surtain. Holding, baby. Come on, baby. All right.
See Terry back out there.
Yeah, I think Patriots will win that one. But anyway, Caves, the game's going down right now, so we should probably hop off so we can go watch the rest of this one.
Let's do it.
But yeah, thanks to everybody for joining. We'll be back on Tuesday to talk fantasy football, get you ready for the playoffs. So if you haven't already, make sure you like the video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're active on all those at FanFeed Network. And then listen to us on the podcast. If you didn't get to watch a stream, listen to us on pod. Anywhere pods are streamed, and leave us a review. Reviews help a lot in the algorithm, help us get more views and get out to the public. So anyways, we appreciate you all. Hope you enjoyed your week 13, and we will see you this upcoming week.
Ladies, we did the research for you. Fellas, pay attention. We've partnered up with Bonheure Jewelry. Bonheure is a celebrity favorite, eco-friendly jewelry company based in New York City. They're adored by stars such as Emma Watson, Gal Gadot, Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber. Their designs have been featured in top publications including Vogue, Elle, V Magazine, and on major platforms. We love them. They have great pricing for luxury jewelry. It's something that you can start planning for before the holidays get here and get it early. Click on the link in our show notes below. You can sign up for 15% off your first order. When you support our partners, you support FanFeed Network. Check them out.